Hi, Squishy Morrow. Oh, I forgot to put my model up. That's funny.
Oops. Yikes.
Oh my god, I'm silent. My mic was not working.
I was wondering what was happening.
I said I had to put my model up, and then I said it was on the beginning. It was on at the beginning. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, someone came in and I muted. I said I have popcorn chicken, mac and cheese, and broccoli.
With the chicken strips?
I'm living the true toddler life right now. Except I
Hey,
don't think
broccoli slaps.
I love steamed broccoli so much. But it has to be like really soft.
Mm.
I air fry my popcorn chicken actually. I air fry it at 375 for thank you for the head pat joker. For like 10 minutes.
Oh, you can fish in windrows, hey, Mashy?
Oh.
Mm.
What's the fishing mini game like?
There isn't one.
Ah! 0 out of 10.
Well, that's not true. There is. It's kind of like
I didn't get it, I'm sorry. Oh! How long do you microwave chicken to make popcorn chicken? I get it now. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Hi, Sunny. I'm sorry, Sunny, I'm eating. I'm sorry. I'm always eating when you pop up.
It's very simple.
It's very
The fishing
simple.
minigame. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna mute so I can eat.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm making ramen.
You feed your dog, though.
He's actually part of the ramen.
No, Nubis.
I didn't have enough ketchup. I didn't have enough popcorn chicken for my ketchup.
Dang.
But you know, I'd rather run out of popcorn chicken than ketchup. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I get you though.
Like you're mid eating popcorn chicken and suddenly you're out of ketchup. That sucks.
Yeah.
Groom Herman time. Have fun. I'm rolling. Oh, I got a purple. Oh, I have that.
Devastating.
What is this? Poo Poo. Unlock Poo Poo's exclusive rare outfit, Sweet Honey. Poo Poo. Oh, he's so cute.
Unable to connect to server, please reconnect. Oh no, sorry, I was sitting still for too long. Shit. Contemplative pumpkin. Sorry, I was, oh shit.
He was putting Anubis in the ramen.
Yeah. I think, my stream disconnect? My stream is dead.
No, your stream's up.
It sure is. No, it's not.
It's dead. It sure is not?
No, it's not. It's not up.
It was, but then I refreshed.
I wonder
and
if
it
I
was
lost
gone.
power, Interesting.
Well, come
Stream
back.
died for like 3 seconds. Are we back?
Come back.
Damn. Of course, right when I'm fucking doing something. I also got coffee.
pinned your
also,
joke,
sad days,
yeah.
I ran
I'm
out
gonna
of
start
coffee.
doing that now. I'm gonna start pinning Taryn's jokes
Never
for
mind,
like
it's
20
gone
minutes.
again. Huh? Press add, and then underneath creative workshop is the icon. This is for whoever said that in the background about the camera. Hi, Squid. We lost something great today, and that was I ran out of coffee. So today, I have more. I need to get more for tomorrow. Also, there's this new ramen, this new bulgogi
I'm
ramen,
knocking.
this Korean ramen. What? Oh. She's at my door!
I'm knocking, knock knock.
Oh.
Join the call. Share the chat.
What did you say? Why are you... I know! Ew, what's in your mouth?
Mac and cheese.
What are you... Sorry. Good! Is it yummy mac and cheese?
Yeah. My flowers are ready!
Snap of the meme I was talking about. Also, what the fuck is in your mouth, brother? Are you chewing on... What are you chewing on? Is that a cherry stem?
Play your cards right, and I could be chewing on you.
Okay, see, this is the type of shit that I have to deal with. And then he goes and says, I don't get attached to anyone.
I don't get attached to anyone.
I don't get attached shit.
I'm too cool for that.
But then he goes and says this shit, and I'm having a mental breakdown.
Good. That's working.
いいな。お芋ししまる。
Oh, what's going on? I got distracted by reading comics, and then I heard someone say my name, and it happened to you.
Jade, you're
Are
cute.
you bored? Go ahead and hang out with your other friends if you're bored.
You're right.
As soon as I come here, you're
Yeah.
bored.
Well, as soon as you come, the show is over. You came.
True.
There's
I
no
only
edging anymore.
I only last a few seconds, man, so that ends pretty fast.
Damn, see? You guys need to practice edging. Can we get together and practice edging?
No,
Can we
what
get
the fuck?
together?
Absolutely
Get together!
No.
not. Half my hang out.
Follow!
You guys want to get together and practice edging?
I don't feel safe here anymore.
You don't understand. I just got the cutest little bat backpack. I'm gonna.
Oh, fuck. A tooth.
That's it. Oh my
Where
god.
the fuck's the fisherman guy?
Over by. Well, he's usually by the docks.
Well, he's
So
not
there's
by the
two
docks,
docks. There's
Pumpkin.
two
I
docks.
wouldn't
You have to
say
go to the
that,
other
would I,
dock.
Pumpkin?
I think he's next to the other dock because
I got a car!
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, Pumpkin, I just think you're letting the
It's a
team down, man.
dog.
Me?
Yeah?
I'm the best
What's the dog
team
doing?
player.
You are
here.
not, you are
The
absolutely...
dog is becoming a car.
Rishi, am I nice? No,
Yes.
never mind. Don't answer that question. Well, that's just.
So
you just
there was a
lied.
time where you like really, really, really like to bully me.
And then you didn't want to be my friend anymore.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is. And
I
I
just
have
didn't wanna-
sources.
I just didn't want to be bullied.
I have
That's
sources.
fair. That's fair.
What a weird name, Gino.
What do you got against Gino? That's
It's a crappy
Italian.
name. I know. It's a crappy name.
Beautiful name.
Gino.
Hey, we
Gino.
love Italians here.
Wait, how? What is it?
Giorno Giovanni.
Yeah, Giorno Giovanni.
Yabba yabba doo.
We love our JoJo. Jotaro is still my favorite though. I love his little pompadour.
He's a asshole to his mom, though. Even though, like, that's the whole plot. He's
Okay.
saving his mom. Yeah, he was an asshole to his mom. He called her a bitch, I
Jotaro?
think.
He was
Jotaro,
raised by a single mother. Like he loved his mom.
yeah.
No one loves
Jotaro.
their mom, let's be honest.
Jotaro, the
I
one with
did.
the...
Yeah, that's
Oh,
different. Your mom's cool.
The
I'm thinking
teenager
of...
one.
I'm thinking of someone, a different... The one
Joseph?
before... The one before Jotaro.
Are you speaking JoJo right now?
Hold on.
Yeah, we're talking
hold
about
on.
JoJo.
Oh, okay, I thought you
Are
just
you
Jotaro.
like
you're
Oh.
thinking of the
No, yeah, he was an asshole to his mom. Yeah, he called her a bitch.
Jotaro?
Yeah. But the saving her becomes like the whole plot of this season, right?
Yeah, I think like the first episode was him calling his mom a bitch or some shit.
I don't remember
If
that.
I'm thinking of
To
the
be
right
honest, it was a
one.
long time ago, so you could be right.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
an
you're
edgy,
wrong.
rebellious teen trying to maintain a cool, stoic persona.
Hey.
Yeah?
In a nutshell.
What, did that resonate with you?
No, I love my mother.
No, I love my mother. I'm glad.
I would never call my mom a bitch. No, yesterday it was really, okay, this was really funny. So I flip off Lydia because she pisses me off on a daily basis. I do not flip off my dog though. I only flip off Lydia. And yesterday, wait, was that this morning? No, that was yesterday. Because we just got back home from taking my
Oh,
mom out
shit.
for lunch, and
I'm talking about eating ass, don't forget that.
no, and Lydia,
いいな。
she came up to me, and I was like, I forgot what happened, but I had my hands in my pocket. I'm like, oh Lydia, I have something for you in my pocket, and my mom's like, oh really? You have a treat? And I pulled out my hand and I flipped her off, and my mom was like, wow. It was the dog because they don't know what it means, but it makes
I like
the
those
dog
videos
so
where they
sad.
flip off their dog and the dog attacks their hand.
Yeah. Welcome back. Hi, I'm here. I'm sorry. We also have Mashy in the chat too.
Hello, welcome.
Oh god, that was spicy. Holy shit. Added chicken to it.
I'm gonna plant watermelons.
I can grow pumpkins.
Yay! Share chat.
Am I not? I am. Oh shit.
Yeah. Surumi says share chat.
Oh.
You wanna come see my avenue? It's really cute.
Yeah, you should go visit. Wait, what? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Sudari. They were just in my avenue.
Oh, I got the new koi outfit and I wanna put it on.
Zudu, if you really like these types of games and watching these types of streams, I 100% going and following Mashy if you don't already. Maybe you came from her chat, I don't know. This is like her whole thing. This is her whole vibe. Most of my vibes are shooters. I occasionally wander down the farming sim games.
Farmville.
Dude, I was addicted to Farmville when I was in like elementary.
Joker.
Middle
Why
school?
is people suddenly
Middle
scared
school.
of Hamtaro? I don't
Why
know.
are people afraid of Hamtaro? Hamtaro's the best!
Thank you for the follow.
Where's the scarf?
Pumpkin out here.
I'm gonna make this scarf purple.
Telling people to follow me. It's so sweet.
Baiting me into a follow. You think that would work? Yes, it did. Well, if you like this kind of stuff, this is her whole aesthetic. Her whole aesthetic is literally Stardew Valley. So like, if you like that stuff, go to her because I will be on this game for probably about until the 18th, and then it'll be gone. It'll be gone.
It'll be
Okay,
gone.
homie, I'm gonna head off.
Wow.
Okay.
So I shall see you around, brothers.
Okay.
Get off.
I guess.
Get off my crops. You bitches.
To be fair, I play all kinds, but I got a soft spot for this. Yeah, that's fair.
I grew up on Cozy. That's a lie. I grew up on horror games because my sister loved playing Resident Evil and Silent Hill.
I grew up, I don't know.
Not a
Call of Duty, I
gamer?
guess. Well, on PlayStation. I had PlayStation games.
You got a PlayStation? I see.
Yeah. Why are none of my... Oh my god, are any of my audios working? Can you...
Did you fix your,
Yeah. No,
your
because I don't know
sound
how
alerts?
to. I don't know how
I
to.
wonder what... Well, they should be playing through your desktop.
Well, I can't have that for my music.
No, but you can, like,
are playing
separate your
through-
desktop.
I can? I can make it so Spotify doesn't play through my desktop?
Well, isn't Spotify, like, separated from your desktop? I don't
In
know how you
OBS, I
it.
have a Spotify thing, but like my desktop gathers all of my desktop sound.
Recoil vacuum.
Am I still at this home? I am at this home.
Wow, that's very
Going back
handy.
home.
Thank you, Clara.
This is so spicy.
Tomato. It's pumpkin.
Hello. Sometimes the hug doesn't work anymore.
Probably
There we
because I
go.
was in the middle of a action.
Oh.
Look. I put grass everywhere. It's all grassy.
Yay, grass! I haven't decorated anything yet. Mine is still plain as hell.
I I got a little clock tower over there.
Nice. Look at this Big Ben. Ooh, I like this. This is funny. To me.
There's my restaurant.
Oh, hello, Zuyu. Yeah, it's your new follower.
Hello! Oh, you're cute!
Everything they have is white.
I like your mask.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, that's my idol thing? That's my idol animation? That's so cool. What the hell? Oh, yeah?
One second. Why is it sometimes...
Oh, how'd you get that? Did you roll for it? Coco, what is wrong with you?
No, I was kind of just like standing here.
This is so cute.
I know, I did it on accident when I had it equipped. I don't know. I look like a hockey player. I just realized I look like a hockey player.
What are my goals for today?
Oh, goals?
I have to do party matches. You got the big Paul. Yeah, I got the big Paul. Clearly not a Ben, but a Paul. Wait, is it actually called Paul?
Huh? So he goes, it looks like you. Looks like those shit.
I don't know. I want to move my house. It's in a weird spot. Maybe I should just tile this up.
Where's all the fishing areas? The heli. I have inverse 67,000 points. That's crazy. Where's all the fishing spots? Coffee.
Oh right, I have a car now. How do I drive? That's so cute! Wait, I want to drive. How do I do that? Enter vehicle.
You have to, did you get a car?
Whee! Oh, this is uneventful. Oh, I can honk my horn. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't, like, speed.
No speeding for you, Maggie.
Posture check?
Hey, there we go. Fishing. My favorite. Why'd you put a bucket on my head?
Oh, I crashed. Oh god. Oh god, I'm stuck.
Arctic, the only reason why I'm
Sunny,
saving your
posture
pictures
check?
is so I can make more edits, by the way. All the ones that I have are from your Instagram, and they're old.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Never mind.
Oh, you can jump in the car. Thanks for teaching
This is
me
so
that.
spicy, my mouth's on fire.
I trimmed between Herman's paws. Hopefully he won't slip and slide as much. Aww. Okay.
My god, my mouth is on fire.
I wish there were trees. I wanna grow like.
There's palm trees.
There's palm trees, but not.
Oh, on the map already.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to request for things for them to implicate into the game.
Implement, yeah.
Yeah. I want to be able to help with farming, like other people's stuff, you know, like the weeding and the bug stuff and
Mm-hmm.
watering.
Yeah, I put that in the server. They're really responsive to people in the server.
That's good, that's good. Insufficient bait, the fucky?
Totopia
Totopia
style,
style,
yes.
yes, Totopia.
Yeah, we played Heartopia until it was controversy after controversy. Bye!
It's controversy after controversy.
Is what I said too. Yeah, I mean, I had fun while it lasted, but...
It's very cute! Like, I really wanted it to be a game that I really, really enjoyed, which I did. I really did enjoy that game. But it pissed me off so much. I don't know what other controversy there was besides the gacha system.
No,
which you could enjoy the game without the gacha. It's just, that was a part of it.
The other controversy was racism.
Racism? Okay, what?
Yeah.
What happened? I want an explanation.
Oh, you didn't even know.
No.
They had a scene with a person of color acting like a monkey.
Oh.
Gross, yes. It was very gross.
Do you think that was on purpose?
I have no idea. Regardless, no, that's not okay. They're like a multi-million-dollar company. Like, you don't think any of the employees was like, this is a little much. Like, are you sure about this?
Aren't the company owner people of color?
They're Chinese.
Yeah, they're colored.
Yeah.
Alex has color in his skin.
Yes, I am aware of that.
I guess that's maybe they didn't think about it because they're not white.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying to think of their perspective of why they would have not.
I guess they didn't think about it because it's not part of their culture, but it's still like, you know, there's people all around the world playing this game. They didn't consider that, like...
Well, no, because they already have their own racial jokes about them being called monkeys. So that's why I'm curious. Because you know how the Asian squat is very much associated with monkeys. That's why I'm just wondering if that's like, maybe that's what they were thinking.
Yeah, cultural consultants are important. It was just weird. If it was a white character and not like the only person of color character in the game.
Yeah, that's true. There wasn't a lot of that anyway.
I would like be like, okay, this is fine,
we
but
have
no.
furries, but no people of color.
Yeah, same with Mizuru.
It was like, Ivan for sure was like, he was from Russia, so like obviously he's a white dude. But like, I didn't care about the rest of the characters, so I don't really know much about them.
It was like a not a very important character that didn't have a lot of side quests. But like the one quest they did have was that one.
Not like a monkey?
Well, they
or
took
was it like a monkey emote that you got or something?
No, they took a shroom. It was like a cutscene. It was weird. It was like a like they took a mushroom and the mushroom had like did like weird psychedelic things to them, and then they like ended up like when I first saw it I was like, wait, is this are they mad because it's like drugs? But then everyone was like, wait, that's not, and then I saw
we already have another issue.
The monkey thing was crazy.
Yeah, I just got mad. I got scammed out $150. That's why I left before all that shit happened.
Yeah, oh wait, a colored person taking substances and behaving like a monkey, wild to me. I know!
That's crazy. Why the fuck would they add that to the game?
It was
I'm
so
confused.
unimportant! Like, it was so dumb! Like, it had nothing to
That's
do with
so weird.
anything.
That's crazy.
Oh, you want to see the video, Pumpkin?
Oh no. Yes, I guess I will see it so I can at least understand what the fuck you mean. You won't be able to put it in my chat, but you can put it in the Discord if you wanted to, Zuru. You have it saved? It's crazy.
Oh, and they were also, like, deleting people's comment about, hey, this is, like, really racist. Like, deleting comments of people speaking out as well. That was another thing that people did not like. Understandably. This is really cute.
Oh, I didn't mean to fish. No, my bait! Oh, it gave me something. Oh, maybe because I had bait on.
Check the snapbook from Really in your backpack. Where is the snapbook? Backpack? The first photo shows the fountain in front of the monorail station. Oh, I know where that is.
You tell me a giant egg to the shrimp?
A giant egg to the shrimp? What?
It's called a giant egg shrimp. I'm sorry.
Oh.
A giant egg to shrimp.
This giant egg my house!
What?
This giant egg my house.
Yeah, what is that from?
The fucking shrimp from Shark Tale.
Oh gosh.
And I had to take over my sister's baby. She passed away. Now she has no arms. I still love it. I don't know what the fucking quote is, but that's what it sounds like.
And even though it has no arms or legs, I still love it.
Yeah. True story.
That seems very, very good. Very
It's like
good.
when the sharks are all at the table.
I have no memory of Shark Tale, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
The
I think I
only
know what you're
reason-
talking about.
The only reason I know this scene is because I saw it recently. Not the
Yeah,
movie,
it's
but
been
that scene.
everywhere on TikTok, that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
I just love the iconic meme from Shark Tale of where she's holding the ring and he's screaming.
That I don't know.
It's Will Smith's character.
Yeah.
Asmodeus, hello. Yes, Arctic, I still see you.
Will Fish.
Will Fish, yeah. Official. No, but there's my favorite meme. He's like screaming, like the picture of his just mouth agape, just screaming, and he's holding like a ring in like a box, like he's proposing, because I'm pretty sure he's proposing to the really hot Christina Aguilera fish.
Okay.
The gold
And-
digger fish.
Yeah. And he's so down bad for this fish that he can't even speak, so he's just yelling.
Oh, that sounds really
And people use it a lot in regards to, like, you know, characters that the same people who are like,
You
this is
love
not
you,
physically
you're
possible, but
nobody.
I'm going to impregnate this man. Like, it's the same people.
wild.
I feel about that. I feel that this is physically impossible, but I'm going to impregnate this man. Very few times I've had that feeling for. I'm trying to think. I can't even think of them. My most recent characters I'm obsessed with are like all dominant people, so I'm like trying to think. Oh, Hui, there we go. My little femboy. I love Hui so much. Aphelios as well, my little femboy. League of Legends and the femboys, though. Can we talk about that for a second?
Right.
What?
League of Legends has a lot of femboys.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know. That's what I mean when I said sure. I just.
Hui, Aphelios, Ezreal.
And
it's
real
like,
death.
Hui is like 100% femboy. Like, I can't even. He's so feminine for a male character. I like, if you would have told me that that was just a girl, like an ambiguous girl, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
And be an ambiguous man?
No, like they're a female that just kind of like maybe leans more to male, I guess. The only way they look masculine is like their chest. They have their chest revealed and it looks like a very masculine chest. But like other than that, it's like I'm gonna impregnate you.
I know.
I know what you are. Pregnant. I'm gonna peg this man until he can't talk anymore.
Damn.
Rashi, you remember the thing I told you the other day about how I feel about guys who are younger than me?
Yes.
It's still a valid thought that I have on a regular basis. Time to take a screenshot. I'm going home. I'm gonna have so many screenshots on my fucking computer. Can we change the exit button to not F12?
Can we change keybind, Zero? Oh yeah, you can. Key customization under controls.
Oh.
12. No, it doesn't have that one.
Of course. It's kind of an important button, so I'm not surprised.
I just use the cursor.
Cursor?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Hold Alt.
and E.
Yeah.
I forget about that button. I usually hang out on the corner. Want to know why? Please don't say you're a prostitute.
Please don't say
you're a
why.
prostitute. Please don't say you're a prostitute. I can't afford this. Hardly anyone's there, so charging is super quick. What? Get out of here.
This, I'm fighting for my life. This bitch does not want to be caught.
Look at my giant pumpkin!
Do you just wait, like when they're all, do you wait to harvest them until it becomes giant?
I don't know.
Because I wanted to get like a giant potato or something.
I got a giant potato.
You must have to wait then.
Oh, this one. What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Where did these devs even come from? Like, the dev team has only ever made this game. Like, this is their first game ever.
Maybe they're all from different projects.
Maybe.
That guy. I don't know. They all came from Heartopia, actually.
Can you imagine?
Under a new
Oh my
suspicious
god. And we left Heartopia and we're here now.
name. They're like, let's not do what we did last time, guys.
Yeah, let's make this better.
Let's make this better. Hey, can you guys do all the things you guys did in Heartopia and some?
I do hope. Wait, no, there is daily quests. Never mind. I hope they make the house building better. That's what I hope.
Yeah, no fair. Cantina band asked. Yeah. Aw, Meowdy, you're so cute! How do I have more people?
Yeah, how do we like get our max limit of people up?
God, hello. Today was another great day at work. Nice. You want a head pat? I'll give you a coffee. It'll make you feel better. I have a thing in my inventory called Stabo, and I'm concerned.
I have
Where's my coffee? Oh, here. Do you want this fish? No, that's baby pet. Never mind. You don't get a present. I'll give you a head pat though. How about a hug?
You don't get a present. Higher ratio,
You don't
more
want a
space.
hug? You want a hug?
Where my hug
This
at?
bitch don't want a hug. This bitch don't want a hug.
Just ask them where their hug is at. Where your hug
You
is
want a
at.
head pat? Oh, from a very far distance. Higher ratio for more space. Higher ratio.
I don't know what
ratio.
Get ratio. I don't know what
The
that
guy
means.
from CSI Miami?
Oh my god.
Squid. Squid, I caught
Soft
you.
glasses says something kind of important. Puts glasses back on.
Did you get that joke, though?
No, I don't get it. Sorry.
His name is Horatio.
Design the city.
Oh.
Ah!
The black guy? No.
No, the
Horatio.
main guy.
The main
His
guy's
name is.
Horatio?
Yes.
The redhead?
Yes. Anyway, this is when they said high ratio.
Who's talking to me? Room invite? Who are you? Let's do that. Oh! You're all being brought here with me. Arctic! Why are you chewing on plastic, brother? We're literally oh my god! You are so problematic. That came off of a soda bottle. Go drink some water right now. Also, stop
Your
chewing
dog
on
craves the
plastic
caffeine.
as I drink my coffee. Did you guys accept my invite? That's
I
so
did.
Sad. Oh, yay! Zoo did too, yay! You guys are all stuck here with me.
what are we doing?
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is.
Oh, we're doing a
I will never
tournament.
stop chewing on plastic. Dude! My mom's over here watching documentaries about plastic in the water, and then this bitch is over here chewing on plastic. Mom! He's chewing on plastic!
Is
like a
there?
dog.
Hi, Ambi. Hi, is there? We see you. Wait, huh? Ambi, you're in here. What the fuck?
Wait.
I didn't even see you, Ambi. Oh my god,
wait.
that's
Oh,
so
that's
funny.
so funny.
Is that
Hello,
what I think it is?
Apocalypse
Oh my
Bunny.
god! How did this happen? How are
How
we
did this
here?
happen?
Because I got invited.
We
by
got
somebody, but I
invited.
didn't
We
know
got
who they
invited.
were.
We see you. That's ominous.
So funny.
I'm so
Dude.
dead. I was like, wait, I'm in a group, and then you're there.
That's really funny. I brought them with me. I don't know who put me in here.
How are you liking Totopia?
Oh, I I thought it was Arctic for 2 seconds. It didn't have the right hair.
I love it. It's really fun. I love decorating my little
This game's really fun.
avenue.
Yeah. I like all the little things. It feels so big for like a, like I don't know how to describe it. Like stuff.
Stuff.
There's stuff. It's just cool. It's
There's
like
just
I haven't played a farming sim with this much extra goodies in it. If that makes any sense.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
You
How
guys
did we all-
joined. Yeah, of course we joined. Pumpkin's like, what's gonna happen? And then
That's
okay,
weird.
okay. I gotta lock in.
I don't know what's happening.
What do we do? Oh, push the ball?
Push it where? This is gonna hit people.
Oh my god, you're playing Puppy Playtime.
Is that multiplayer one? Multiplayer puppies?
I don't know. Oh shit! Okay, I guess I can't touch the ball? Oh, it's like dodgeball. Okay.
I qualified. I
I
was
qualified
just
too. I don't even know what I was. Oh, look at them! Oh my god, you're
Oh,
so
the one
cute!
with the red hair, with the red curly hair. You're so cute.
So cute. How'd you get the witch hat? I want the witch hat. Can't believe we are playing together because Snack invited. I know! Unintentional playing together.
I guess the servers really are that small.
Oh, you're a shark!
This
Cute!
person's cute. And then I went backwards. Oh no! And then I... That was very unfortunate. I'm chewing more plastic, get good. I'm sorry, I went backwards. I thought I would be smart about it. I was not smart.
Yay!
Yuzu, your character reminds me of the villain from the new Resident Evil game.
Which one, the doctor?
That's not.
The one
that's-
that she marries.
That's not
Or
Resident
is-
Evil. That's Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, sorry.
It's
yeah,
okay.
Silent
It's
Hill.
okay. Yeah. Silent Hill. Yeah. I see it.
Right? Though?
I-
The white fox
The
boy?
kitsune. Yeah. The
Yeah.
mask and stuff.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, you look like that one guy.
That
Very
one guy.
I would also sell my soul to
I'm gonna do
with that
pumpkin
fox
strat.
boy. Go backwards? Don't! I died immediately!
Oh no! No! What?
I died immediately, do not. Do not.
No! I'm piss colored.
Oh! Are you following the, are you guys doing the tiles?
Yeah, the tiles.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, seriously, do that. That would be so easy.
Oh, I got eliminated. Fuck you.
That's crazy. How'd you get eliminated so quick in that game?
Oh no! I happened to walk on tiles that had an X on them.
Oh.
But I didn't know when
Don't
the X
do
was
that.
gonna appear. What the hell? Ambi, go Ambi! I'm rooting for you!
Oh, I should have. Hold on, wait.
Oh, Zero, you're in there too! Yay! Look at you go. You're just vibing. No! Apocalypse Bunny! No, Snack! No, Ambi! Zero! You got this!
Jerry, one of them. I'm gonna add everyone from chat. From recent games. Ambi. Ooh. Is Minnie one of them? Do we know Minnie? I added all the ones I recognize. Cyber. Oh, not that one. Sure.
GG. That was
I
fun.
added all you
The tickles.
guys. We're all gonna be friends now. You can't
Who
tell
do I
me.
not pick out? We got 2 more joining. I invited randoms, but I didn't know y'all were mutuals. Oh, I don't know. You could. I don't know.
That's okay. I'm fishing.
I'm decorating.
I'm trying to get my fishing.
Ah! I'm trying to expand my villagers.
That's a kink that maybe you shouldn't get into.
It was fun playing. Yes, thank you for inviting unintentionally. That
Yeah,
was so
thank
funny.
Thank you for the invite. I brought everyone else with me. That was literally pure. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. She literally was like, let's see what happens.
Jack, clip it! It's too far away. It was too super low. Damn! This fish! Fish!
What do I want to
God
build?
bless.
Can I?
Got brought along. Yeah! That's funny.
My crop's good. My crop's good. 24 minutes.
I'm only gonna plant pumpkins.
Only pumpkins.
Only pumpkins. I'm gonna have the best pumpkin in town. Oh! I got pulled in! What's happening?
We got pulled in.
I was fishing!
How did
I was
that
fishing!
happen?
I was
That's
working so
funny.
hard on that fish!
Oh no!
Oh god! I'm so sad.
Snack! No! Okay, now I have to lock in. I have to like
Okay.
actually win this time.
Okay. Damn. I missed all of those.
There's so many mines!
Why am I so slow? Oh my god.
Oh god, I blew up. How dare you? How dare you? Whoever threw that mine, how dare you?
Oh, biscuits! Oh my god! I'm fine. Every time I jump, I clench my cheeks.
Me too. How many damn points do I need for
60,
this?
60.
Thank you for the follow, Snack. Oh, I have 57. Thank you for the follow, Banana. Banana.
Banana.
Nansu. And Zeri, thank you, thank you. I gotta follow everyone back. Yeah, this is my second day on the game. And pumpkins.
Yeah. Get the shoes!
Flame Clash. Are we gonna be set on fire?
Yes. Catch me on fire, baby. I'm sorry. I was not paying attention. What's happening? Oh, the hammer! Ouch! Damn, that really hurt. I'm sorry. I won't do that again. Fight for the—
I won't.
Oh!
I just want the coins.
Yeah, but the torch. Oh.
I'm getting the torch by getting coins.
Ah!
Okay, okay, we want to play like that! If I hit multiple people that have the torch, do I get a bigger torch?
Eliminated! Oh, Zeri's eliminated. Oh, sorry. Was I eliminated?
Zeri, what happened? No! Cat and mouse.
Not my name. What? It said Zeri's name. What the helly? What the heliante?
Oh no.
Thank you for the follow, Ambi. I got a new message.
I feel bad hitting you guys. We're friends.
I'll do it again. Do it again.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to. Oh god, that's a bomb. Oh, I somehow dodged it by pressing shift. How do I hit people? Oh, you gotta have abilities. You gotta have these abilities.
Oh no!
Mod, hi! Welcome!
Whoa!
Ah! I need a weapon!
Oh my god! Oh, it's true.
I need a weapon.
Oh, that one's cute! Maybe
16% accurate for entry kill.
Oh shit.
Bro, imagine if I could aim.
Oh shit.
How amazing was that?
Yeah. Yeah. And to make it a little bit more Halloween, we're gonna make this. Hell yeah! That purple.
Oh god, I'm so dead. Oh god, I'm so sorry! I'm sorry!
Yeah, let's make it a nice
GG!
We're doing good! We're doing great.
Mengustrobs. GG.
Oh, cute! Okay, I need to hire somebody here.
Why is my model moving so slow?
What? How? I need to hire some. Oh, this looks so weird with the mask on. Hello?
How do I add Annie? And Bunny
so what I
and-
did is I press C, you know, go to the request, or add buddy, and then I cycled through, I kept clicking refresh.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I did. So, if they don't add me, whatever, that's fine, but I added them, and they just hit me, and that's okay. How do I make...
GG's, Mango, good job!
Oh, that's cute. Oh my god! She's so cute! Oh. These people should not have pants on. I don't like their legs.
There you are, Andy.
They should
there we
not
go.
have pants on?
They should not have pants on.
I see.
Their
Yay! I
knees
kept
are
trying to
so
type your
weird
name in after Pumpkin Found, but I couldn't. I added you, I think. I think we're friends. Sad the progress gets wiped. We won't be friends anymore after this.
We're not gonna be friends anymore!
Okay, what can I build? How do I unlock the... How do I unlock more... buildings?
I need... How? Can I not make somebody... Can... Meshi, have you gotten the shop yet for your clothes shop?
No, I don't know how to unlock that.
Oh, I don't know what I did. It just gave it to me.
Maybe I just need to do quests.
But I'm trying to figure out how to... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, that's fine. I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to... give clothes? You have something for me? What is this? Yeah, there you go. Nice. The best thing just happened, you guys. Okay, so if you have pieces of clothing, you have items of clothing, you can give them to the villagers, and they wear it. So you can make everyone wear bows. You can make everybody wear headphones. You can make everyone.
That's so cute.
Oh my god, this is adorable. That's so cute.
Insufficient bait. I need to get more bait.
How? Lace up! I can make everybody wear Doc Martens. We are only cool here.
The most fashionable.
I'm trying to figure out how to. Do I not hire somebody to work here? No, that's my question.
I think they just kind of show up.
Oh my god! The fucking water. There's a water cooler in here, and it's a whale. A whale. Whale. Cute. Out.
Speaking of whale, I have a video to see. These traps.
Oh.
Oh, that's a fun hat. That is literally so fucking cute. The hell? I'm gonna make, okay, I'm gonna make this themed like my sweater. I'm gonna make the string purple. And I'm gonna make the hat black. And I'm gonna make this white.
Mama! How do I...
A witch has turned you into an animal
Nice.
as punishment. What animal would you not want to be? What animal sperms the most?
Whale.
No, no, down.
Are whales animals?
Yes. By a wide margin, yes.
They're not like
What other answer could it possibly
I mean,
be?
but isn't fish a category? Is fish not a... Start a poll in the chat. Who knew a whale was an animal? I know you're gonna lie.
That's gonna be like
Are whales and Richie and I did... No, that's not the poll. How many people knew... No, you...
Oh, I could put my...
This is so cute. Nice.
That's so much tinier than I thought it was!
Brand design. And become the most stylish person on the avenue. Open a game center polls. Open a tackle shop. Have I not done that yet? How do I open up a tackle shop?
You just build it.
What? What?
You can just build it.
Oh. Oh god, there's no fucking room. There we go. Yeah, the
Ooh,
tackle
I
shop
like
right
this
next to the clothing store.
That makes sense.
Where's the fucking entrance?
I thought there was a way we can upgrade our little area. Do we need to talk
I'm
to
actually
the beaver
really
guy?
upset. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna put this over here by the docks, actually.
Pumpkin, did you hear me?
Huh? What?
Maybe we have to talk to the beaver guy to expand our thing again.
Oh, maybe. Oh, a
Because
flower
you said you're
shop
running out of
in here?
space.
No, I'm good. I'm just dumb. I have so many things I hadn't... Whoa! What is that? This thing's massive. What is this? I don't know what this is. It's pretty fancy. I don't know what it is. Please let me look. That's front.
Out of here.
I
I
ended
do
up over
not wish
here.
to have you in my garden.
Whoa! No, you're too big. You're gonna go over here. Go right. This little area that I'm building reminds me of LA's Chinatown. And it's
Cute.
making me miss that. That was a fun experience. Okay, so let's see. Let's put... Actually, hold up. We're gonna put... Let's see. My house The fact that my house is so big compared to all these other, like, places, but nobody else has a house makes me feel really weird.
Yeah, I know. Let my villagers have a house.
Can I? Oh my god, no way.
What? I can't interact with the windows, Sag.
This is so funny, you guys. How hard would we laugh? Not the Peter Griffin laugh. Not the Peter Griffin laugh. Peter, the chuckles are here.
The chuckles are
Oh
here.
no, you're fucked. You're fucked in the head. Uh-huh.
Okay, whatever. I don't know where to put that. What about this?
We're about to be here for 5,000 years, you guys. Get ready for, the fuck.
24-hour Totopia stream.
Yeah, and it's just me deleting my house brick by brick.
Bruh, why? You're gonna delete it?
I'm not even using it. It's just getting in my way.
Oh, you could put cute
I have not
furniture.
gone in it since I've started this.
Yeah.
No, I'm busy, Jay Chills. I'm deleting my house. One brick at a god off the
You're
side.
joining my avenue. Fravel. She's so cute! Is that another one? Join my avenue. Okay, I have to kick someone out. How do I kick someone out?
I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
What's
And
that
actually,
mean?
it just means you need to grind and get your shit better so you can add them later.
But what if they don't show up again?
They will. You know they will.
It is not sunny right now. It is raining.
It's sunny for me. It's always sunny in Punkadelphia.
Punkadelphia! Monica,
That's
you
should have named it Punkadelphia.
Oh my god. If Monica, she's so cute!
Monica is cute, I agree.
They're like a little... Oh, you have to go to your journal.
I like the lizards.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna get rid of Dynamo.
Dynamo? Why Dynamo? That's so sad. Don't worry, Dynamo. You have a place in my house. You have a place in Punkadelphia. Can I change my name? I really want to change it to Punkadelphia. Really bad. God, this is taking forever. 99 bottles
Clara,
of beer
why
on
are
the
you
wall,
not
99
manning the
bottles
shop?
of
Oh,
beer.
this is the forest over
Take
here.
one down, pass it around. 99
Becky.
bottles of beer on the wall. 98 bottles of beer on the wall. 98 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 97 bottles of beer on the wall. 97 bottles of beer on the wall. 97 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 97 bottles of beer on the wall. 96 bottles of beer on the wall. 96 bottles of beer. When I used to babysit, I used to get them to fall asleep, I would sing like, you know,
Hello, Shark.
those type of things, whatever, just like, London Bridges was always one. What was the other one I would sing? That one was another one, because it just kept going. And it could just sound so monotonous. God, when I was in middle school, I was a terrible babysitter. I'm a much better babysitter now, but God, in middle school, don't ever, people shouldn't have, no. I made a lot of money, but no, it was bad. I mean, I guess they lived.
Hi,
Good.
Norman. I guess
Yeah, they lived,
lived.
and they liked me. I guess that's good, right? I guess that's all that matters. They were they were like little toddlers and a baby. A toddler and a baby. They trusted a 13-year-old to watch a toddler and a baby.
How do I get these ingredients?
Grow them? Maybe?
No. I need like resin and wicker and
resin. The hell?
And furniture spray. I don't know how to get any of that.
That was
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm dismantling my tomatoes for resin and wicker. That makes sense.
That makes so much sense. No, over. Right next.
Enlarged decoration.
My penis.
My penis?
My penis. Will you get my penis taxidermied?
Ew! Why did you say that to me?
Because you said it was a decoration, so I was just thinking about. Well, could you? Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm not hearing you out.
No. You know what they call like deer antlers?
antlers.
Racks.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Okay, yeah.
They do. So what if you, Mashy, will you get my rack taxidermied and put on the wall? This is my late friend's rack.
Could you imagine walking into someone's den and there's just a fucking dick on the wall?
Oh, I mean, I could imagine a friend that I would have who would have like a dildo, like suction cupped to like a mirror. Like I could imagine that happening, to be fair with you.
Yeah, but like a real
real one? No, but like a dildo, I could imagine. I have a friend. She's
yeah,
she's a
sure.
freak. She's told me some things. She makes me feel vanilla. She has some things. She's told me about some things. Holy God. I can't believe this house is built brick by brick. If anyone complains that this game isn't fucking customizable,
show them this
you're
VOD.
wrong. Yeah, show them this moment of my life.
Hello? Hey, what's up? I need your help. Can you come here? I can't. I'm buying clothes. All right,
I
well, hurry up
can't.
and come
I'm
over
buying
here. I
clothes.
can't find them. What do you mean you can't find them? I can't find them. There's only soup. What do you mean there's only soup? Means there's only soup. Well, then get out of the soup aisle. All right, you don't have to shout at me. There's more soup. What do you mean there's more soup? There's just more soup. Go into the next
Oh, the
aisle.
stuff that I'm deleting.
There's still soup. Where are you right now? I'm at soup. What do you mean you're at soup?
How did I get sweet potato pies from wheat, salt, and
vinegar
and an egg?
I don't know. Inch by inch, row by row. Oh my god. Kill my row. No. Go.
Unappetizing mush.
Yeah. How'd you make yours?
2 wheat.
Mine was
I got.
like,
Mine was like
potatoes.
yours was like what?
I think it's like a potato and something. What'd you say?
I got a fruity tower from 2 watermelon.
Oh, watermelon.
Just 1 watermelon actually.
Watermelon. I think it's cool that you don't have to use 4 ingredients to make stuff. I thought
Yeah,
you did, so
I
I was
like
like
that
putting a
too.
bunch of stuff in. But it kept making the same thing. I'm like, what's going on? I like that it automatically saves recipes too. So you can just go into the recipe thing and it'll make it for you. As long as you have what it takes. What it needs.
Cabbage roll!
Yum!
Oh, did I put cabbage in there? I don't even remember what I put together.
Cabbages! Oh, I had something weird. When we went to the sushi restaurant, my mom, she wanted to go to the specific restaurant because it had this interesting appetizer that was good, but kind of funky. It was like a poke bowl, if you've ever had that before, but instead of like regular
I've never had
diced...
a Pokeball.
Have you not?
A Pokeball?
A poke bowl. A bowl. A poke bowl. You know what poke is?
It says Pokemon.
No. It's tuna.
Hot, creamy milk. Sorry.
Hot. I'm gonna text him.
I'm gonna text him.
Anyway, sorry, yes, your Pokeballs.
Do you know what poke is though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anyway, I'm not a fan
Oh, it's a
of
fish
minced
egg.
poke or minced tuna. I'm not a fan. It's not my favorite. I think it's wrong. I feel like it's an abomination for some reason. Have you had minced tuna before?
Yeah, I've had like
minced raw tuna on like sushi.
Oh.
Yeah, no, not like tuna from like a can. That's also an
yeah.
abomination, but I understand.
No, it's
why people
not.
do it.
How dare you?
Yeah.
That's a
I
staple.
Okay, no, listen. I got hella spoiled by my mom's ex fiance when I was like 9. Like he was in my life from like 5 to I think 13. They were super into fishing and like hunting, and he knew how to like use a smoker and all this fancy shit. They had this recipe for smoked tuna and smoked salmon that went into a can, or you would jar them. And so whenever we needed like canned tuna, we would use this because he could can it for like months, right? It still had its color. It wasn't gray because it's not supposed to be gray.
It's not gray. It's
gray. Unless you get that fancy canned tuna where it still has its color in it, but that's rare and expensive. This stuff though was so fuck-ass good. I can't even express to you how going from that to regular canned tuna has sent me into a spiraling depression. I can never eat canned tuna ever again because I've had this, and I know it's like seeing God and then coming back to reality and being like, I have seen holiness. Like, I can't go back to normal.
My gosh.
But anyway, so we're at the sushi place, and it was this weird poke bowl where it had like it reminded me of like Indian food where all the ingredients are separated, and then you pieced it together and you would eat it on your spoon or whatever. It had minced tuna, seaweed salad, avocado or guacamole, not guacamole, but avocado, like squished up avocado. And then what was the other one? There's another piece. Maybe not. It had ginger in the middle, but I don't like ginger. And then you would gather it and then put it on like a fried piece of what is it called? Phyllo. It was fried phyllo, like
the pastry.
Yeah, pastry chip. And so it was odd, but it was really good. It was actually really, really good. I enjoyed it. And I'm not a super big fan of seaweed salad either, but I enjoyed this restaurant's seaweed salad. So I was like, okay, I see.
サモナとメパやラスボワイトトピアおしおえたイポエットなのギタフトータ飛び知りバカミラ
These types of building things are the reason why I never became an architect. Because I can't comprehend this shit.
Ouch.
I don't even know what my dream house. No, you know what my dream house is? It's a hole in the ground. I want a hobbit house. That's my
I want
dream
a hobbit
house.
house.
It's in the ground.
Yeah.
It's in the fucking ground. I already know my dream house. It's it's probably one of the many shells that I can get from Magic Green Homes. I picked one of the, actually, I know which one I like. I like the horseshoe-shaped one. My dream house is actually shaped like a horseshoe. And it's a hobbit home where it's underground, but it's kind of like a mountain thingy where it's like, I don't know if I know. Anyway, it's underground, but like it's a horseshoe shape where the middle of the house is outside and it's open, so that for me, thinking as a parent, my kids can play in this little area, and from any point of the house, I can still see the outside. That's how my dream house works. Also, I just like the idea of having an outside area be in the middle of the house. Like, it's not in the house, it's outside of the house. I really like this. And my house is covered in sunflower seeds and herbs. A lot of basil. I go through so much basil in the summertime. Oh my god, I could so much basil. Has anyone picked fresh basil before out of a garden? Your hands turn black. I'm not kidding.
Why black?
Because the oils from the basil react with the oils in your hands, and for some fuck-ass reason, it makes your fingers turn black, and you can't wash it off. Like, you just have permanently, like, dirty hands. Like, it looks like you have dirt under your fingernails, all in the crevices of, like, your fingerprints and stuff. It's impossible. You can't wash it off. So, during the summertime, my hands are just gross.
My hands look like this, so hers can look like that.
Pretty much. Actually, that would be really funny if it's the opposite. His hands look really nice and clean, and her hands look really gross. And it's because she wants to have a nice house with garden, so he has like an expensive like It's cute, but in the other way. She's a garden girl, but she works remotely from home on a computer so that she can have a garden. That's gonna be the thing I miss the most, is the garden here when I get my RV. I'm not gonna be able to do that anymore. It's okay. I'll get my garden eventually. I do like having a garden. I like compost. I like doing all that kind of stuff. I like recycling a lot. Like, recycling in games is one of my favorite things. Like, the lighthouse thing, the fact that I can go and collect the garbage and then recycle it, I really enjoyed that. Reduce, reuse, and recycle! Yeah! Sorry, Charlie people for getting traumatized, but you did have some bangers. Ah! I deleted. Come back, please. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to delete this. I'm also sorry for screaming. I didn't mean to scream that loud.
I was concerned. What happened?
I deleted the bait shop. Please move your booty. Please move it. Oh. I'm almost done with this house. Almost done.
These chapters are interesting.
Chapters?
Yeah, there's like little story missions.
Oh, I did not know. I don't go to work till noon tomorrow, but I don't get off until 9. I think I'm gonna use the computer and leave early. Because God forbid I have to stay there till 9 o'clock at night. Are you fucked?
Wait.
Wait, Mashy, did you work today?
Yeah.
I thought, weren't you guys, you were planning on going to the city today?
Yeah, but it's only like an hour and a half.
Oh, after work you were gonna go.
Yeah, after work.
Oh, okay, okay.
But he already got his stuff, so.
Okay. Oh my god. Where's the, road?
What the hell? No.
The hell? What the hell, Leonton? Oh! Oh! Oh, that's funny. I need to fix that. That's terrible. Doesn't fix it. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. You wanna know why? Because I'm not gonna see this in like a couple days. I have my fish. Oh! Okay, now that bothers me.
It's over here.
No!
The secret?
I no longer have a house, I'm just like the rest of my people.
That's so real, because why would you have a house and not the people?
Right. I'm here for
I'm
the
gonna live in my house.
It's not worth it.
I'm gonna make a community center.
It's gonna take me 5,000 years, I promise. I don't even know how long I was there for. Why is no fucking way? In the bait shop, it just sounds bad, and I hate it. Why don't I? How do I? Why is there so many fly noises? I'm going to actually. Please get rid of the fly noises. Why can't I hire people to work here?
How, you got the cash register?
Yeah,
Which building are you in?
in the fish shop.
Oh, that one doesn't need an.
Why not?
Person. I don't know.
Why not, Mashy?
I don't know.
Who's gonna steal bait? Let's be real. Well,
Holy shit! My max amount, I could buy infinite of that. Okay, I don't need that.
My crops aren't getting big! Oh, these one are still growing.
My pumpkins are still growing. Oh god, the fucking bug noises, for fuck's sake! Make it stop! A bee flew into my, like, near
Look, and
my
how did you get
ears
big
vicinity
crops? I
today.
can't get my crops to get big. Oh.
Off my pumpkin.
off my gourd.
Get off my gourd! Oh my god, get off my pumpkin. Oh, wait. Everybody hold up. Everybody wait. Everybody calm down. I have an idea. Can I please? You're kidding. I can't put my pumpkin up here? That's pretty fucked up, not gonna lie.
What?
I can't put my pumpkin on a display case. That's really sad.
Your giant pumpkin?
Yeah.
You can make it into a furniture if you go to the crafting table.
Where's that? Where's the crafting table?
It's in plant shop. Not like the florist shop, but like the shop Claire is in. There's a little crafting table, and you can make your big crops into
Hell yeah.
furniture.
You just turned them all into furniture. It's so funny.
Me when a witch is angry at me.
Turns them into furniture?
Turns them all into furniture.
Because you're gonna sit on her face? No, wait, that's not right.
Okay.
Oh, look at this little Dicko! You're so cute.
How did you get pumpkin seeds? Oh, you leveled up.
Yes. I'm gonna give these boots to someone. Ooh, who's the goth? Ooh, you. You're the gothest kid in town. I'm gonna give them to you. Here. You'll love them. They match you so well. Look at you! You're stunning! Unreachable location? I'll fucking touch you for whenever I want.
Whoa.
I said it. What can you do about it? Nothing.
Cat.
Donde está
Summer
pumpkin?
melon costume.
How do I put my pumpkin down?
Press B and go to furniture.
Furniture? Where's furniture?
Just
Oh, I'm
scroll
in shops. Nice! No fuck. Ashy, I'm busy, you bum. I'm putting down things.
Let's take a picture!
Hold the fucking phone.
Yes.
Picture
I don't-
time.
How do I
I
like?
don't have a selfie. That's not it.
How do I move the camera to the right? Okay, you gotta get on the other side of it. How do I sit?
Oh shit. Oh, the pumpkin wobbles. Oh no.
Pumpkin wobbles, but she doesn't fall down.
I hope you're taking a picture because I don't know what I'm doing. Norman, that emote is crazy. Jesus. I hope you're taking a picture because I don't know how to do that.
I am, I just don't know how to adjust down. Toggle, zoom, tilt. Why do they have a tilt but not like a go down, like pan down? Okay, whatever, I took a picture. Hold on, one more.
Ashley, do you want to see something?
Hold on, one more picture.
Ashley, I'm sitting here.
Momo's in the picture.
Hi, Momo! Oh, bye, Momo.
Bobo who?
Do you want to build a snowman?
What do I want to see? What do I want to see, JJ?
Come and play.
Okay, I'm good.
Who's that? Oh, it's Snack! Hi! I cannot. You're running around too much. You don't get a high five. Oh, cute! There. Dapping up in the streets of I think we're in my house. I don't know. Yes, we are.
We're in your avenue, yeah.
My pumpkin! Where is
Ravel
it?
is so
It's
cute.
just a shadow. I can't see my pumpkin.
I sent you it. Hehe, cute.
Nice. Oh, fucking dipped. Oh god. Oh, here we go. Time for a fucking lunatic.
Hmm.
Oh, just kidding. I had lucky bait on. Thank God.
I sent you it. Let me see.
Nice.
That's so cool, JJ. I love it.
It's a macaroni art. Ashy and Squid holding hands.
Macaroni art. How did you know?
I don't know. I just had this feeling.
Look at this freaky little guy.
Pumpkin,
He's so
do you want to see
freaky.
too? I would love to see it. I would love to see your macaroni art. Can I put it on my refrigerator?
It's a chicken. Molo. His name is Molo, and he's a chicken.
It's not macaroni. No? Are you sure? Oh, cute! When the fuck did you send me? Oh. Oh, is that a loading screen? That's adorable. You made that? Damn, that's really good. I like it. Please stay in the circle. Thank you. I have so much fish to donate. It's crazy. The loading screen I already used, but I put it on an older monitor in a dark room. Oh! It looks fantastic. I like it. That's really cute. Giant Eggy. You're so talented. No. Wait, is talent... Talent can be worked on, right? Or is talent natural? What's the word? I guess it's called natural talent, right? What's the word for people who are just good at stuff without having to try?
Talented.
Is that talented?
Sure.
I guess so, huh?
The texture on
The
this
effort you
panda's
put
not quite
into
right.
working on making that is noticeable. And I respect your hard work. I'm trying not to sound sarcastic, like genuinely. It looks very difficult. And I appreciate your creative process. God, I'm just digging myself a deeper hole.
Yes.
It looks really cool! I might try to turn it into an alternative loading screen for Halloween or something. Oh! For Halloween, what if you just add like some little shitty Halloween decorations that you get from the Dollar Tree? Like hanging like little bats, like a bats on the strings, like little streamer things.
Freaking love Halloween.
Fucking love bats.
Dude, bats are so cool.
I know! I used to try to attract them with certain kinds of flowers. Hey, you didn't let me finish my sentence. This is your problem. You know the bat guy from Arcade?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got something
Scar.
gold! What the heck is this? Earth
Ooh.
sculpture.
But, yeah. Certain flowers attract bugs at night because a lot of flowers close up at night to protect themselves from getting eaten, and other reasons. Also because it's a waste of energy, I guess, because the petals are there to light. I didn't know petals on flowers really did anything. I thought they were just to be pretty. Anyway, a lot of flowers close up at night, but certain flowers stay open at night, and those flowers attract night bugs, and night bugs attract bats. So if you get flowers that attract night bugs, you can attract bats. And what's the ones that I really like? Magnolias? Is that right? No, it's not. Marigolds!
Marigolds!
Marigolds. My marigolds! I know a bitch when I see one!
I love that so much.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
It says click H to use vehicle. Clicks H. Oh, okay. It works now. It wasn't working
Clicks
before.
H. Oh, it did it. Weird. Fucking Arthur with the build shit. B for build.
I just crashed.
Wow.
If you talk to people in the 10, you get like emotes.
You if you talk to people, you'll get emotes?
Yeah, if you talk to NPCs, you get emotes.
Oh! Can I give him head pats? Is that enough?
No.
Damn, I keep getting snub fins. They really want me to have this fucking weird ass electronic springy shark. I don't know why. Do I have a certain... What bait do I have on? Do I have shark bait on? Whoa! 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 Hey, calm down! Hey! 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 Brother, it's not that big of a deal! You're gonna get donated to science! It's fine! You're probably not gonna die!
Donated to science.
Damn.
Donated to science.
Donate my massive rack to science.
Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Did I tell you that I found a bra that makes my... I was about to say boobs, but I almost said balls.
What is up with you and balls?
I don't know! I found a bra that is really comfortable, by the way. It's the jelly bra from TikTok.
Oh yeah,
and
you
I can't even say it's the jelly bra because I've bought like 3 different kinds of jelly bras. The most current one that I've bought is the only one that I have enjoyed. The rest of them are bad. So, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, it's the only bra I have purchased recently that actually makes me like feel like I have tits. I love them so much. The fuck was that? What buzzed? And why did it feel like it buzzed over there? Nothing even buzzed. Oh my god, that's so nasty. That's terrible.
Okay, what's this server? Satisfied. Tried once. Tournaments. Played several rounds. Extreme Arena. Played several rounds. No. Tried once. Adventure Chest, tried once. Twin Ace, never played. Pulse Avenue, played a lot. Battle Rush Racing, never played.
Ooh, please. Ooh, please be the last fish I need.
Solo stages, they're very well made. Somewhat satisfied.
Yeah, the multiplayer game parts are pretty fun.
Stage tournaments, satisfied. Extreme Arena, could be better. Adventure Chest fucking sucks. I don't like that one.
fucking... Okay, let's see. Maybe if I go donate some... Give me points.
Somewhat satisfied. The Pulse Avenue could be better. Kobe City gameplay. Beach events. Level design. Control feels good. Exploration.
Fish donation.
Fun items, variety of gameplay, and party fun.
Oh, that turtle's so cute.
Limited.
I wonder if I can eat the turtle. That's pretty fucked. Damn, let's go. Give me those goods. Oh, I donated the giant beta. Damn, I'm kind of sad about that. It's a really pretty one. Like, brother, why do I have so many of these? Stavo. Very aggressive. Can I just donate all of them, please? Yeah, I don't want to click on every single one. Oh, I guess we're here. Sammy?
What? Sure. Okay, chat. Be right back.
Okay, miss you.
What feedback do we want, fellas? I'm cold. I'm cold.
Did you mention the helping out on the garden stuff, on other people's stuff?
Yeah.
They should add trash pickup. You can go to your friend's things and pick up trash. And then recycle it. That'd be cute. Good bait. Advanced bait. It's an advanced darkness. A flyer? Cute!
Houses for your villagers and
I wonder where they would put the houses though.
Your house in one
Yeah.
rather
Individual pieces.
little pieces, please. What else? Trash pickup would be a cute integration. Friends being able to pick up trash from the beach or shells and in the crafting recipes for furniture. Houses for your villagers. And you have one big piece or a bunch of little pieces. Similar to how you have the businesses set up.
Yeah.
I
Which
mentioned
maybe
the heck.
you could
I
build
mentioned
the
the dye
house.
thing.
Oh, we get so much yeah, see that's the thing.
No, I mentioned like they need to add like a hex color code or something so we can like better color
yes.
map.
Yes.
And
Especially with how everything is so customizable, how you can make everything the same color now. Like you can change your little companions to be the same color as well. Why am I in horny jail? You're the one that sent me a picture with very sussy things on your tongues. Tongues. All 5 of them. Oh, do you know what I don't like? That
What?
split tongue mod.
really? Yeah. it's
I
weird.
don't like it. I follow a couple people on Instagram who have it because I just like their aesthetic, and a lot of the times they're like tattoo stuff, and they have it, and then they do like a video where they do the weird tongue thing, and I just like
Why are you biting plastic, you weirdo?
chewing on plastic. I don't. It's because he's a smoker.
Huh?
Arctic smokes.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with anything?
Mouth fixation. People who try to quit, who start quitting smoking or vaping will have a mouth fixation on other things. So a lot of times it's chewing. A lot of people use like toothpicks and stuff. I like chewing on shut, but like now my teeth are fucked up because of it. I used to chew on ice like crazy as a kid. I've been biting since I was 10, brother. That makes sense. Arctic only smokes twice a month at most. Gross.
Stunning.
Disgusting. Probably smell like a homeless man.
Ashtray.
Damn! Nothing will ever be funnier than the time I told my foster sister that you can get AIDS by smoking cigarettes found on the floor. She would pick them out of the ashtrays and smoke them. And we told her she could get AIDS. And it was... she thought, ah, yes, if I brush my teeth harder, the AIDS will go away.
Oh my god.
She wasn't very smart. She still ain't. You can chew on me if you pay me enough. I ain't paying you shit, brother.
No?
Huh? Okay, Arctic. You kidding me? He's used goods.
Who are you talking to?
Me?
No, Shizzle.
Oh. I was like, wait, am I crazy? Arctic's not real, he's just a fig- No, actually, that would fucking make so much sense. Arctic could literally be a figment of my imagination. That could actually work really well, because...
Winter, hi! Oh, apparently party animals like ruined their game.
Party animals? What do you mean?
Yeah, it was like that cute party game with where you're like fuzzy animals and you like...
Yeah, how did it ruin your game?
They thought it would be a great idea to have an AI video contest.
Oh! What the fuck?
I don't think, like, corporate business people
think.
Just, like... I think... Yeah, that's... I'm just gonna leave it at that. You're right, Pumpkin. Just think.
Yeah, they don't.
It's like...
I'm a figment of your imagination, that's because
craziness.
No,
so
that's the point,
they ruin their
Arctic. You're
game.
not
All their
real.
reviews are like negative within like less than 24 hours.
Based off of every other scenario I've had within the last year, my track record is horrendous. That's why you
I'm gonna ask the server why my crops aren't getting giant.
I don't know.
Do tomatoes
what
not
makes
get
them-
giant?
I don't know. I haven't grown tomatoes yet.
I think tomato. Hold on, let me see. Because I think tomato's one of the ones that. Crafty.
Everybody loves AI, right? Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be a great idea. AI video contest. Yippee! We're cool.
Arctic, if you understood the idea of like a British alt boy entering my chat, no, it doesn't make any sense. You're not real. Actually, he's not real, is he?
No, he's not. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I'm actually delusional. I'm actually losing my mind.
My flowers are
that?
done.
Oh, the best stuff. Cute. Are my pumpkins done? That makes so much sense. Oh! Dunk. Once again, I'm walking to the next fish site because I like the traditional way of walking
Whatever.
to my digital fishing site.
Whatever.
Ooh, 2 legendary areas. Nice. Short bait.
How do I?
Meshi, have I mentioned that I'm like really excited to go to Chicago?
Yeah.
And specifically, I really want to do this. I specifically want to do the thing that I'm about to say. I want to be slightly tipsy. It doesn't have to be absolutely eradicated. Slightly tipsy and walk around downtown. And like enjoy nightlife in Chicago. Like specifically that. Like I've always wanted to do that in like England because I love that. I've just seen a lot of like the movies that I used to watch just had those types of scenes. Maybe not New York. I'm trying to think of like the scenarios I'm trying to think of, but like I really just want to do that. Or like, dude, I want to go to karaoke so bad. That too. I want to do that so bad. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. There's so many little things. There's so many little things I'm excited to do. And to think, I probably wouldn't be doing this if nothing else had have happened. Like, I'm really excited to go walk around the French Quarter, in Louisiana, New Orleans. Like, I'm really excited to do that.
When are you doing that?
Whenever, when I get my RV. Probably next winter. I'm gonna have to find out where I'm gonna go this winter. Depending on if I have my remote job yet. Because I'm not gonna be able to come visit you guys. Probably this year. Probably next summer. After the snow's all gone. I'll come up to where you guys are. And I'll probably wander around the north for a little bit. And then I'm gonna follow the weather, so... I want to go down to... I want to go back to St. Louis again as well. I really wanted to look at more of that. I want to go to all, like, the historical centers of all, like, the big cities from, like, our history. That, like, had a lot of... Which is why I'm really excited for Chicago. I might go back to there my own time and try to find, like, Old Town Chicago. Where, like... I don't know how to describe it. Where it's not all new and stuff, if that makes any sense.
Right.
I really like Old Town places, like the historical centers. Historical center of Winston-Salem is really cool. It's literally as old as fuck. Like... It's all the original buildings from the beginning of time. Like, the beginning of, like, the U.S. Because Virginia is... Well, actually, this is in, North Carolina. But, you know, it's like it's... Where I'm at is, like, the beginning of, like, America. So there's a lot of old shit here. And Old Town Winston-Salem was crazy because they have it set up... It looks like a little pilgrimage. It's not a shopping area. Like, it's literally like a historical center. So, like, you go there to look at the cool stuff. But, like, they have, like, what's it called? Like a tourist section there where everybody's dressed up in the old-fashioned clothing as well. Like, they're all dressed like pilgrims, and it's really funny. But it's super cool. Like, I remember peering into the window of one of the buildings, and there was straight up a lady wearing a bonnet, like, churning butter. I was like, what the fuck? And then there was another lady who was like spinning, like spinning. She was spinning, you know, on the big Yeah, the thing. I was like, what is going on? Where am I? I don't even remember why I was there. Oh, but that area was the home of the first Krispy Kreme.
Ooh, the first?
Yeah, it's not there anymore. It's not there
Aw,
anymore.
sad.
Yeah, because they originally moved, but they have a plaque there that says the original Krispy Kreme resides here. And I was like, that's funny. That's pretty cool. How am I not level 8 yet? Like, come on, man. I've been fishing forever. With good bait in the good areas. Like, I'm getting really... I'm like... beating all the stuff. Like, I'm getting best records and shit. Like, come on. Fucking fighting my demons with these fucking fish. Like, come on. Oh my god, my foot itches! Somebody scratch it with their teeth! Oh my god, my foot's so itchy.
Gnaws on foot.
Gnaws on my tootsies. Rare, yummy fish bait. Mmm, yummy, yummy fish bait.
Fuck. Ugh.
Fish. Oh my god, how am I supposed to know? A whale shark. The shark was having a whale
This
at the
is
time.
for you. How do I gift you? Oh, I wanted to gift them a flower. Why can't I only gift them furniture?
You could also give them coffee.
Make one wish under the meteor shower with wish one time.
Oh my god, please.
And your
What
wish
is this,
might come
Totopia?
true. The Pulse Cafe has reached 50 sales. Another round, please. Oh, I have to get... I'm 40 out of 50. Select a recipe for Inspo Florist. A human choice is of trustworthy choice. What?
That's crazy. That's not
crazy.
True at all. That is not true at all.
All my residents are animals. Why would you say that? A human choice is a trustworthy choice. Wow.
We're like the only human here.
I know.
That's crazy. I mean, coming from their perspective, for me, yeah, I would probably trust an alien more than a human at this point. Like, bro, what's your perspective? Because so far, not good.
What if
Not
they're
good.
all humans? They're just in animal costumes.
They're all furries.
They're all furries.
We're at a furry convention.
Why do these... Oh, they're getting flowers.
I just thought
understand.
of a furry convention simulator where you go around handing out fucking deodorant and water.
Deodorant. That's just any anime convention.
Yeah, it's just any anime convention. That's fair. That's honestly really real. We'd have to tell the freaking staff to be clean. Like, are you kidding me? I was serious about it too. Like, every time they're like, "Is there anything you guys want to mention?" I'd yell, "Clean yourself!" We already have to worry about the freaking attendees smelling like shit. I can't deal with you too. Just saw a TikTok video of someone stepping on a crunchy leaf and the sound made me bust my pants. I'm so excited for fall already. I'm not even kidding. Like, we're getting into summertime. Actually, no. I need... Oh my god, you guys. You're gonna be jealous. Yesterday, I went out into a hammock and I laid there for like an hour.
You didn't get
In the
eaten by
sun.
bugs?
No, because they're not here yet.
Oh,
The
that's
mosquitoes aren't here
lovely.
yet.
I would get
So
so
it was
eaten
like-
up.
Oh, it was wonderful. It's just me.
What?
I'm the bugs.
Sounds like a good time. Laying in a hammock, I'll get
Freaking
eaten.
Shade snickered.
Crazy.
Just the way you said it.
Actually, no. So there was this bug. It was like one of those weird bugs that look like a bee, but they're not a bee. They're kind of shaped funny.
Bumblebee?
Like,
A wasp.
it wasn't.
A wasp, yeah.
No. It's like, it's almost a, it's actually, I think it's a fly. But like it
Like
looks
a horse
bee.
fly?
No, it looks
Looks
like a
like a
bee. It has the black and
Fucking
white,
hate
black and
horse
yellow
flies.
stripes. But
Isn't that a hornet?
it's not a hornet. It's not shaped like that at all. It's shaped like a cone. It's like the body of it's shaped like a cone. Its butt is like skinny and the head is thick, so it's like cone shaped with little wings, and it flies really still. And it's even weird because it can fly backwards. Like it can buzz, like it buzzes backwards. I don't know. I've seen them. They're
Well,
harmless. They don't do anything. They don't fight. They don't do anything.
Dragonflies.
It
Dragonflies
wasn't
are
a
the only.
dragonfly.
Well,
The wings were
like,
really tiny.
Dragonflies are the only ones that can do that. I wonder if it's a species of dragonfly.
Maybe we do have those. But I've seen this before. Anyway, it was like landing on me. I didn't swat it or anything, but like I stuck my hand out, like my finger out, and it just like looked at it for a little bit, and then it landed on my finger, and I kind of just let it sit there for a bit, and then I wiggled my finger, and it fell off, it like flew off, and then I like put my hand out again, and it landed on it again, kind of sat there for a while. I twitched, it went off. I did it a couple times, and then it eventually went off and it went on my toe, and I was like, this is an interesting moment. I'd kind of just like vibed with a bug for a little bit. It was so curious. It wanted to know what was going on. I don't hate all bugs. But that bug tuber thinks I do.
No.
Oh, that's still the funniest shit.
A bug tuber?
Were you not there for that
A
shit?
bug
I pissed off a
VTuber.
bug tuber
I don't know. I don't remember.
on Twitter a long time ago. Like, they were talking, so it was mosquito season, so I'm pissed. Like, I'm pissed off at bugs right now. Like, I was just agitated, and I saw someone talking about how, like, they were like defending bug life or whatever. And I was like, yeah, bugs are cool, but if you're a mosquito, I'm gonna feed you to my chickens or some shit. And they got really mad. They got really mad. And I was like, oh, no. What I said was like, yeah, bugs' lives are important, but my chickens' lives are more important. So I'm gonna feed them bugs. Something like that. They got so mad. I mean, I get it. I kind of went into their space and like kind of, I trashed them. Like I just kind of like went into their space and said, no, fuck you. But they got so mad. The whole bug tuber community was on my ass, Shade. Like it was so
Canceled for hating bugs.
Yeah, canceled for hating bugs. But the funny part was I got a lot of followers and likes on that comment too, though.
Oh, no.
The people who were also hating on this fucking bug tuber were following. It was so funny. Because this was also a time, there was like, during the summer and springtime, there's something up with my bathroom. I don't know what it is, but it attracts like all the crickets. Crickets and grasshoppers. I'll literally just be in my bathroom pissing, and then I'll just look down and there'll be a freaking like a grasshopper there, and I'm like, what are you doing there, buddy? And I'll grab it with my bare hands, and then I'll take it outside and I'll feed it to the chickens. And they get so excited. Oh, by the way, we don't have the chickens anymore, you guys. I don't know if I mentioned that.
I feel like
You
I
did
remember
not.
that.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it like once, but
Did they die?
because no, they're totally
Okay.
healthy chickens. My parents just didn't want to take care of them anymore, and since they're selling the house, they didn't want to deal with it they were gonna have to get rid of them, so they gave them to this one place that has 1 million chickens anyway, so they're already set up for chickens, and now we get like eggs for free because they're like we gave them the chickens for free.
Nice.
That's good.
But you got eggs for free for having the chickens anyways.
Well, not really, because we had to pay for feed.
That's just
So now we don't have to take care of them anymore. So now we're just getting eggs. Because they have so many eggs that they're like, yeah, go ahead, take a dozen every so often if you want. Gonna go to lay down. See you in my DMs in an hour, bro. Okie dokie. Sleep well, my prince.
What?
You're probably not even gonna be able to fall asleep anyway. Can I please be mastery like 8 now? Like, I've fished so much. Oh my god. If I go give you...
I need trees. My thing looks so empty.
Arizona be like.
I just want tree.
I just want tree. Said anywhere in the Midwest.
I'd list.
Oh, you don't get any more donations. I gave you so many. I maxed, crazy enough. You know the snub fin, Mashi, that weird shark thing that is like, that it looks like a toy shark with like a weird stretchy thing for the body.
Mm-hmm.
I've maxed that out on the donation. That's my first max out.
Wait, what? Sorry.
You know donating? You donate the fish?
Yes, yes.
I've maxed, that's my first max out, was the snub fin one, that weird shark toy looking thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna get these. Oh, well. Apparently. The koi is so funny looking. This angry hoppy looking toy thing. Oh boy, I have so many! I have 14 snub fins. Why? What am I supposed to do with all these? I have 3 oarfish, which is crazy. Am I level? Yes, you guys! I am a master baiter. Let's go. I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm so good, you guys. You don't even know. Oh my god. Everybody look at me. I have a new outfit. I have a little octopus bag. Oh my god, my slippers are so funny. Oh my god, I'm so cool. I am the most depressed. I look like... What is that band called?
There's lots of bands.
Hold up. Hold up. Something about sunshine. A handful of sunshine. Gorillas! I look like a character from Gorillas.
Yeah.
What's over there that you want me to touch? this? No. Oh, where do you want me to go? Oh. Oh my god, did I open up the fighting fish, the final fishing area? Let's go. Yes. What's over here? Oh, I need to go
What's
check
that?
on the shops. I
A
think there's
fish
that
tank
now.
set.
Oh god.
Lightweight catwalk. Cute.
Oh, biscuits. Oh. What did I get? Absolute garbage. That sucks. Let me try this again. Oh man. That sucks. That was gonna be a really cool fish and I fucked
What
it
do
up.
Mon Gotcha Shop.
I got a bucket full of sunshine.
Redemption Shop.
Oh my god, you guys, Anubis is in the game.
Anubis?
Anubis is in the game. Look at.
Hi, Gigi.
It's Anubis. It's my pupper. There was something I wanted to do, and I forgot. Damn it. Oh, right, my pumpkins. I like burnt the back of my neck with my hair flat, my fucking Christ, flat iron hair straightener. Shit. Oh, my pumpkins aren't done yet. Here are these fuck ass bugs. Where are you? Stop touching my shit, you nasty fuck. Get smacked. I got a pocket full of sunshine. F1. Living it up. Nice. I have maxed out. Okay.
Oh,
Cook.
there is tree and.
Oh my god, it's so fucked that I'm cooking this fish. Because it has a face.
I know, they have faces.
I've already cooked that. Seared fish. What the hell? What? How does eggs and potato make seared fish?
I was saying the same thing.
That's wild.
Apparently they're fish eggs. They're fish eggs.
They're fish eggs?
Yeah, they are.
That's disgusting. That's horrendous. I hate that. Damn, there's not a lot of recipes, is there? Oh my god. Okay, is there anything else I can make? I guess I can just make these then.
I want to build something, but I don't even know what to build.
Recipe lock. What's free cooking? Hold up, why is a fish a wheat? Wait, what? Oh, no, wait. Hold on. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? What? What? This is weird. This is making me incredibly upset. Oh! Basic grilled fish. Oh, I'm such a dingle.
A dingle.
Oh my god.
Oh. Ooh, basic seafood skewers. Nice.
Gigi, what, Gigi?
Oh, interesting. Oh, so the quality goes up based off of that. Okay, let's see.
Why can I not place that?
Gross. What? New recipes. Okay, I don't know what any of this one. Hot creamy milk. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Sorry, excuse me. How do I get milk? Where do I get milk from?
I have no idea. From me?
Oh! Oh, I see.
I'm
I
scared.
was
I'm
gonna
scared.
also say something, but I was just like, nah, never mind.
Just milk mashy.
Just
Oh, I didn't ask
Damn.
Shizzle.
Shizzle to...
I didn't ask Shizzle if you could milk,
milk
him if
you?
you were,
Oh, you didn't ask him?
Okay, what was the question? No, he was sleeping.
Oh, I told you. I asked if he was a cow on my farm, would he let me milk him?
Ow. Oh, I remember that.
Honey! I have a question. Honey!
Honey! This is important!
Honey!
Oh,
No, he's busy doing his computer things.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go shower and brush my teeth. You guys are
Okay. I think I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah?
I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I don't want to stay up until midnight again.
No, that's fair. I love you.
I love you. I don't want to
You
leave.
sleep well. You're not gonna be able to go to sleep. You're gonna stay up late again. You can't leave.
You can't
You
leave.
can't do it. You can't. You're gonna stay here until you're tired. Mixed omelet. Hold up. How do I make
You don't
mixed
have
omelet?
eggs.
That's so gross.
I'm
though.
practicing
These...
being independent today.
What?
One of the villagers. I'm practicing being independent today.
Me every fucking day of my life.
Me too.
Like, what the fuck? Maybe I need multiple eggs? That's so stupid. They shouldn't use these. There's no country where these eggs are fish eggs. So, you can't even tell me that these are fucking fish eggs. You're pissing me off.
Don't piss me off.
You're pissing me off! Hell yeah.
Yeah, honey? Yeah, 1 second.
Just gotta keep cooking, you know? Just gotta keep cooking. I don't know why I cook so much. Oh, hello, Mimi. I read in a book that listening to others is very important, so feel free to talk to me anytime. Oh, Mimi making food. Oh, why can't I cook these things? How are you cooking? My pumpkin is invisible. Oh, it's so broken. The fucking texture is on other items, but I cannot see the pumpkin. This is not the coffee shop. This is the coffee shop. Mocha, you should be working. Mocha, you look so funny with that mustache. What are you doing here? Like you're full of energy today. Deliver joy to who? To Bevegzigdit. Oh my god, he's not an asshole anymore? We fixed the beaver! He's not a dick anymore! That's crazy. Oh, cute. I can accept orders? Oh, that's cute. Enjoy egg dish. Yeah, but I don't know how to do those things. I'm not accepting them. Basic grilled fish. I can get that. Hell yeah. I can't make that. I can't make that. I don't have that either. I don't... Do I have an egg dish? Oh. Cancel order. Confirm. Interesting. Okay. I don't know how to do those. Okay. That sucks. That's lame. How do I get eggs? Alright, so I've leveled up that. Now what do I do? Now what can I level up? What are my other masteries I can do? Farming. Farming, foodie. Oh! I'm gonna go do that. That sounds fun. I'm gonna become a seamstress. Let's ugly. We're gonna make ones. Everyone's gonna wear the most ugliest shit. Why are you like this? What on God's green earth are you doing to me, brother? What the hell? Why? Why are you like this? Okay, if we're gonna do teal, then I guess we're gonna have to go with purple. Those are cool. Okay, accepted. The laced one. Let's see. Crafting limit reached today. You suck balls. Okay, who wants a pair of boots? Ooh, Beaver, you would look great with these. Aww. Here, you want some boots? Yeah, for you. I made them just for you. Cute. You look stunning. Nice. Okay, what else do I have? Season stage. Still waiting on the farming thing. And then okay, I guess I'll go make some more food, I guess. My pumpkins are ready! Yay! Hell yeah. I want to see something real quick. Okay. Hi, Spartan! No. No! No! Abort! Abort! Damn it. Sup, Stinky? Sup? How are you doing? Anything new and exciting? You winning? Yes! I maxed out my fishing! I am maxed fish. So now I'm working on the other ones. Oh, actually, I hope. Actually, another thing that I hope is that they make the the mastery more mastery, not just level 8, because that did not take very long. So I'm hoping that they'll up it. I need to finish up the last of my homework, but the nut clarity tired is hitting hard. That's fair. That's fair. That's real. That's the realest thing ever. Hey Spartan, you know there's mosquitoes in this game, but they don't take your money.
That's good.
The game that they were playing.
Right,
yeah,
you told me.
Yeah. He's one of the people that plays. No, I didn't want to. I wanted to plant another food. I got potatoes. Watermelon! The mosquitoes take money in what game? The game that you guys play, right?
NTE.
In the NTE game or whatever? I thought that would have been very clear. Unless you guys were talking about a different game. Was that not the game you guys were talking about? Oh, I don't play gotchas. Were you not part of that? Who was that? Who was I talking to? Who was there talking about that game? No, well, no, I don't actually think he was there. No, he was. Who was talking about it? Oh my god, I thought it was you. Who? I'm still learning everybody's names and faces. Oh god. I can't remember. I totally didn't stream it last night. Well, it was not last night. Was it last night? No, it wasn't last night. It was a couple nights ago. First time playing a gacha game. I also don't play gacha games. Like I'm very. This is like the first. I know, but like this, and then Heartopia was like the last one. And I don't play it because of Heartopia. Well, Heartopia did to me, so that's why I don't play.
They lied. They do play NTE. They lied.
Well, yeah. They're liars. I know they're lying. I know they play the game.
What do you think?
They're lying. But it was... Somebody else was talking about it. Was it... What's the other... Ring? Oh, Snack? You want to go do another thing, Mashie?
Yeah.
I invite Snack.
Something to do while I wait for my crops.
Oh shit! Can you invite? Oh fuck! Nope, just kidding. I still count myself as a gotcha version.
Did you come in?
I spent. Yeah, I'm here. I didn't start any crops though because I didn't know what to plant.
Ambi. I can't move.
Do I look like a Gorilla's character?
Does Pumpkin look like a Gorilla's character? Yes, you do.
I'm gonna look like Luffy.
Putty! Putty!
Oh. Oof. Oh god.
Yeah, this feels way better than Fall Guys, not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, it fucking works.
No, don't fall, you bitch. Yes. Ow! Ow! Whee! Whee! Ow!
I qualified.
We were taking pictures, fun. I wish there was like a panning down option
I wish there was
for
a panty
photos.
raid.
That episode like got deleted. Did you know that?
It's so sad. It's so sad too. Pretty fucked up. Though.
I guess you'll miss.
Are you
that
feeling it
panty
now,
raid.
Mr. Krabs? Oh god. No! Oh my god.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Ew, it just creeps me. That's crazy.
Prison escape. What did it say?
Damn.
You can do drone mode? Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know that.
Oh,
I'm still learning.
Okay, good.
What is this? This is cute. I'm going this way.
We made another discovery. Ooh, please tell me it's like pesticides. The ability can. If you use the ability can, something magical will happen with the plants grow. I'm not making it up. Try yourself and see.
Oh, okay, there we go. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh shit.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Damn,
Oh god. Oh god. Ah, there's so much happening right now. You don't understand. You got eliminated. Oh no.
Interesting. But that has a cooldown.
Bleh.
Yield increased in speed. What does yield mean?
I almost had him.
Almost. Oh, I'm so sad. There's not a fucking...
GG's. We died at the same time. Yeah, it is. I was panicking.
Oh, glasses. Oh,
I can't get my crops to freaking grow, dude.
I got the ability cannon.
What does the ability cannon do?
It does a couple different things. One makes your crops grow faster. Another ability is yield increased. I don't know what that means.
You get more when you harvest.
Oh, well, that's cool. Hazel, you're so cute! I get an old gear. Can you guess what it smells? I got an old gear. Can you guess what it smells like? Smell of motor oil. It actually smells like calamari rings.
Interesting.
Ottoman used to use fish oil as lubricants, and now this gear smells just like fried calamari. That's disgusting. Damn it! You just made me really sad, Hazel. You're literally so cute. How do I make my stuff more? I can't make a new outfit. It's not time.
Where'd the ripples go? The ripples are gone.
Creator cellular record waiting for you at the monorail station. Where's that? The who?
It's
The
in your avenue.
Yeah, but oh god. Oh.
Oh gosh.
I've been yoinked.
This was unexpected.
Oh my god. Oh fudge! Damn.
What the hell? What the hell, brother? Ah! It's fine. I saved myself. Ah! Oh my god, are you kidding me?
No! I did exactly what Terry just did. God bless. No! No! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh!
I'm coming!
Ew!
I'm coming, I'm coming,
so
everyone! Don't. Oh.
Dude, that sucks so much.
I got stuck. Don't run into the red. Don't run into the red. Baby.
God bless.
Ah! Oh! It landed on my face.
Oh, definitely.
Skate bolt.
A lot of toys.
Mm-hmm. I actually like this one. This is the one you went AFK on the first time we played it.
Mm. Oh god! Oh! Lord.
No!
Oh god, what has happened?
Okay, this one's different. This level's built
Oh,
different. Oh my
Banana,
god!
I swear to god. You're a bum. Screw you.
What the fuck? I'm sorry? Oh, we gotta take that.
Yeah, no, the water thing is weird.
Oh, this way.
Ow. Stretched my back, said no. Oh god. I look so tired.
Jump over or break
God.
obstacles and stay in the game.
Oh lord.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Bye-bye.
Oh no, what happened?
There was some fucking metal behind those boxes.
Oh. No! God. Somebody threw a ball at me!
Bananas. I thought you were gonna get it. Yoru?
Yoru?
Yoru. Next time, for real. It was hard to find the drum mode. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh.
Did you know that
That's
drinking your
so much.
Zappuccino at 45-degree angle will boost your happiness by 200%? For real! That creamy, rich flavor can make any Ottoman happy. Do you want a
That's
coffee?
so nice.
Oh, cheers. Cheers! We drank coffee together. That's so cute. Oh, am I supposed to talk to you? Dude, I've been ignoring you for fucking ever. I don't know why. Oh, cute. Thanks for picking me up. I'm Gizmo Furniture Making Robot. Starting today, I'll be here learning how to build and break down furniture. Sorts of tapes. Cute.
Why is it not letting
Oh!
me? Why is it not letting me
Okay.
save this one?
Oh. That was a very weird transition. I just crafted something and then I came into here and I was like, oh, this is a lot for a crafting item. Oh, just kidding. Oh. Oh.
What are we doing?
Oh.
Be stable.
Oh. Why? Oh! Hey! Oh, damn. Oh, you bum. Thank God. Oh.
6-9.
I saw that, Banana. I saw you fucking targeting me. I saw that.
You can't really shoot. You just shoot in one direction.
No. I watched it happen. Oh my god.
Did you
Oh my
qualify?
God,
You did
please.
qualify.
Me?
Yeah.
I
On the
don't know.
left.
Now I did.
Yes. Oh my god, just in time. Damn. I got lucky. Frostball. There's so many games that I haven't seen yet.
I know. It's. I like this. Is a good game. I'm very excited for this.
Posture check. My posture's fine. Ah!
Magic shrooms. Oh god. Hey. Hey, go.
What does our gun do? Freeze?
Yeah. Well done.
Not very well.
No.
Right. I don't know what I'm doing. Blizzard hits
I think
and
we're trying to freeze them in the blizzard test. That's crazy. Oh, I'm so alive. Oh, shit! No! No!
I don't know who I froze, but I'm sorry.
Mashy's going so psycho. Oh, you have to do it one more time, Mashy.
So I wait until the wind comes, I guess.
Yeah, and I think when you go into slide mode, it creates icicles, which freezes them faster. Oh That's crazy.
Nice. Where did Sugar go? Did she have to leave?
I think so.
What's the last thing she said?
She kind of just... I don't know. I don't think I was here with her last words.
That was my last one. Okay, thanks for playing. I should go to sleep.
No.
It's Friday tomorrow.
That's cool. Means nothing to me.
It means
I
we
can
can
stay up with you
late.
though, at least. Yeah. I can stay up till 1. Oh, you're cute. Kirby! You're adorable. Are you hungry, Kirby? I'll give you a hug. Cute. Oh my god, you're adorable.
How did one rose get in my potatoes? Nice meeting you too, GG's. How do I view my team?
C? No. Tab, room. Oh, wow, we're all in here. That's oh, we're in a room. Oh.
We're in a room.
That's cool. So the team can be even bigger if we have a room. Get a room, you guys.
I don't see where it says room.
Tab? Room. The big yellow thing.
Nice meeting you. If you don't feel like you have to join if you're uncomfy, I just invite. Oh, I'm not uncomfy.
Oh no, I had fun. That was fun.
That was fun.
Thank you for inviting.
I am probably gonna go to sleep though, so if you want to kick me from the room because I am blind and can't seem to find it.
You press tab and then you press room? The big yellow box?
It says play. It does not say room.
Oh, you're not in the room anymore. You already left.
Oh, I see.
You already left it. I'm probably gonna...
I see now. I see right here. Okay, thank you.
Ooh, you guys spark for me to draw a prize. Yes.
I was really hoping I would get to level
Max,
5.
you can't leave yet. You can't leave yet. I need you to come here. I need you to come here.
Okay, I'm coming.
You're...
I was hoping I could get to level 5 farming, but it seems to be taking ages. What are you? Are you a little maid? Oh. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Look at your heels.
She's so cute. Hold up, wait.
Okay, now that I know how to take pictures properly, let's take a picture.
I'm the most tiredest maid you've ever seen. I look like the maid from fucking Zenless Zone Zero if I had the green hair. Oh no. Hold up. I wanna change the hair real quick.
Can you get closer to me?
Hold up. Oh, yes, I can. 1 second. I just want to change the hair real quick. Reset. And do this one. And I'm gonna go here real quick. Oh, hold up. Is it not here? Oh! Are you fudged? Are you fudged in the head right now? Is it not? Oh, here we go. Oh my god, that's actually hot as hell. Okay, 1 second. Let me get the headphones off.
Boots.
Okay, I'm ready. I had to make her look like me. What pose are we doing? Do I normally stand like this? I don't feel like I normally stand like this.
Victory pose.
There it is. Your like thingies are in your face.
So cute. I have one more pose. Bunny hop.
Bunny hop?
That's in the
Sunny hop?
the trio tab.
Oh, it sinks. Cute. That's adorable.
It's hot. There we go. Cute.
The sudden desire for a goth maid outfit has just encroached on my brain really hard for some reason.
I'm leaving.
Okay, good night, Mashi.
Before I get in too deep, I'm leaving. Where does it say local? Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Actually, who's live right now? I think Sailor Shy was playing Totopia.
Oh, that's funny. It's almost...
It's almost what?
It's almost recognizing that her face is a face on my Snapchat filter. That's really funny. Maybe I can change.
Oh, Harlick is playing Creature Kitchen. I've been wanting to see this game, actually. You cook for, like, the creatures in the forest.
Oh, that's cute.
This looks really cute. Okay, let's go raid Haro. Or go raid Wiki. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Actually, I'll do a duo raid with you.
Okay.
I think I'll end. Raid Harwick.
Let's add the pumpkins to this message. Pumpkin.
I did it with the biscuits. Oh, because I put his name first.
Pumpkin. Pumpkin. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Night.
Night.